Hi, it's G from Native Speakers Academy, your friendly, holistic language school that does just a little bit more than teach English and promote languages. Sessions available through Skype if you're interested. Didn't want to make this a promo. Never mind. What comes out is what stays out, I suppose. So, simple lessons. Simple lessons are supplementary sessions for teachers and students who are friends of the Academy here. They are additional snippets of information from a psycho-philosophical perspective. They hopefully will help you reevaluate your position in the world and give you an advantage over those around. And today we'll get through this together if my voice holds up. So, today I think I'm going to present a perspective which is still slightly theoretical in my mind, but let's go with the flow and see what we can discover. I had a session with a student this morning and I tried to lay out the philosophy of the negativity of teachers and teaching. And this is the idea that we've got everything wrong. I think if you begin with the philosophy that everything is wrong, or everything you know is wrong, or that all you know is that you don't know, then you're starting in the right place. You don't want to maybe finish there, but you want to begin from that point. And so I'm gonna take a chance, take a risk, push the boat out a little bit here, not sit on the fence, and say that we've got it backwards. This idea that teachers teach and that teaching is what is important in the educational process is absolutely, completely and totally wrong. Yes, we use the word teacher, the verb teach, and we use it to describe an activity that takes place, but we've got it all wrong. Basically, society divides learning into two groups. We've got the teacher, the lecturer, the tutor on one side, and we've got the learner, the pupil, the student on the other. And this division is part of a devil's plan that causes education basically to fall flat on its face. It's a top-down system, the teacher above the students, and as a top-down system it just doesn't work. Top-down systems, as one of my students recently pointed out, only lead to conflict, only lead to fighting, only lead to pushing people down to keep them down, or pulling people down so that you can get up. So that's not what we want. What we want is something which is a more positive relationship and definitely far more balanced. You see, in the classroom we've got one teacher who maybe has 40 years of experience, and we've got 20 students, say if they're 15 years old, that's with 300 years of experience collectively on the other side. So collectively, who knows more? Yes, there's a relationship between age and abilities and responsibilities, but in the example I give, what I'm trying to point out is that you need flow both ways, and that the want in learning, the want is to learn, not to teach. The want is to learn. If your aim is to teach without the want to learn being there, then the whole methodology of teaching just falls apart. And you're not going to get very far. Oh, you'll get somewhere because, force applied makes things move, but you're not going to get exactly to the point you want to get to. So, there are no teachers. There are only learners. And there are only various degrees of learning. Imagine, if you will, a staircase. And at different points on the staircase, where's my staircase? There we go. At different points on the staircase, you have different levels of understanding and learning. And when you want to learn something, the aim is not really to search for a teacher, but perhaps to search for another learner who's had an experience that they can share with you. I think learning leads to learning. And you want someone who's sympathetic to the principles that the learner is experiencing, and the experience that the learner is having, and that would be another learner. So you don't want to get that knowledge from someone who's stopped learning or thinks they know it all. That wouldn't be a balanced position to be in. Now, the learner wants to grow. All growth is personal. So that's why it has to grow from the learner. And from the learner to the learner is the most natural process. So you don't want to look for a teacher, you want to look for a learner if you want to learn. And then you want to develop a trusting relationship where sharing becomes the basis of learning. Sharing experience, sharing knowledge, sharing interests, sharing information. There must be trust. Learning is trusting another person, and there must be trust on both sides. If there's not, there's just like a giant wall, it's a block. You're not going to get very far. With trust develops respect, and with respect we grow together. So part of my motivation is understanding that the key element in learning is the learner who wants to learn, and that is how progress happens. Here's another thought for you. Take the word learn. Cut out the first letter. What have you got? Earn. You've got to work. It's there in the word. The principle's there in the word. You've got to work to get what you want. Earning is just not about, it's not about the reward or financial reward. It's about working to get the just reward for the work that you put in. Then take another step. Take off the last letter of earn. What have you got? Hear. To listen. So you could define the root. You could. This is not strict etymology, but it's word building. So you've got the ear, which is to listen. To listen, then to put the time, effort, and energy from your learning into work and working, and then the result of that would be learning. So it's an interesting little game to play with words to help yourself build up philosophical and psychological ideas to help grow your understanding and your knowledge. Now, knowledge is like knowing where your limits are. Knowledge, edge, the ledge, the edge. It's the border or boundary of the information that you possess. Now, the information that you possess is a mixture of what you know because you learn, which is what you can plan for the future, and what you know because we are, your past experiences that led you to the present point. Now you can plan for the future and you can learn, and it's good to have a plan, but you can also use your intuition as well. Your intuition is your personal inner tutor. Think about the word tutor as we relate to teacher, tutor, tuition, tutorial. A tutor is also someone who would mentor you, so develop the mind. But we've also got intuition. We've got that inner ability to make a choice without all of the processes of thinking, and we get this from our experience, where very often we're able to make the right choice because we've put ourselves through the right experiences in the past and we're not thinking so much. So there's more than just thinking involved in learning. There's experience and intuition as well, and a balance of all these elements is always very important. And once we've got a balance of these elements, we're able to value everything in the world around about us. And when we value things, we know how useful they are, we know how important they are, and we also understand the personal cost of the information and the energy and the time that we put into doing things in the world around about us. So this is my thought on the fact that the key focus is on the learner and learning and looking for another learner that you can learn from. And that's the thought that I want to leave you with today. If you want, get in touch, leave a message, let me know what you think. Maybe you can expand on the idea as well. And this was another little simple lesson, and hopefully simple lessons will stay simple.